Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful week last week. My name is Susie B, and this is the Habits, Health, and Happiness Show. I am a personal trainer and habits expert, and I help people to take control of their lives, to really master living life on purpose with purpose. And the way that we do that is so simple. We take tiny little steps every single day that move us closer to where we want to be, that help us to achieve every single day so that we can be happy right here, right now in the life we have, while at the same time, the habits we've already formed in the background are moving us forward toward our goals. That's the power of habit formation, is your conscious mind. You've got two incredible powers, your conscious and your conscious and subconscious. Your conscious is what helps you to see what you're doing right now, which is so important. So many of us are hard on ourselves because we're like, well, I want this and I need that. But what are we doing today that matters? Your conscious is what helps you to form those new habits, helps you to succeed every single day. And your subconscious then is where those habits go after you've done them consistently for a period of time. And you don't have to think about them anymore, and they just keep moving you forward. That is how you succeed in many areas of your life at the same time, without the burnout, without the disappointment, without the overwhelm, because you're only thinking about one at a time, but you've got many that are working at a time in your subconscious that you don't have to think about. That's what this show is about. This is the show that helps you to form habits, to take control of your life, to improve your health, to improve your happiness, and to just live life on your terms. Don't let life and time pass you by. You are making life happen every single day by choosing you, by choosing habits, by tiny little steps that you can take every single day. So this month is December, and this month I have I've had mental health be the focus, be the theme for the month. So each week we have worked on a different mental health habit. The first week was slowing down. We talked about how important it is to just take time, especially in this busy hustle bustle time of year, to just slow down and just take a minute to breathe, just take a minute to be. And it's okay if you don't get everything done, to just give yourself a little bit of grace. Habit number 2 was affirmations. This was where you connect with yourself on a deep level so that you can motivate yourself from within, so that you can start with your belief in yourself from right here. A lot of us look for external motivation, and that will last for a short period of time, but your internal motivation is what's going to keep you moving forward long term. Habit number 3 is to celebrate. This one, we talked about how the holiday season helps us to surround ourselves with people we love and do fun things that make us happy. I want you to not only do that during the holiday season, but all the time. I want you to constantly celebrate. I want you to always be noticing what you are doing and pay attention to that. And then give yourself some credit, because as you do that, it will absolutely change your life. Once you see what you are doing, you'll want to do more. Once you can feel the progress you're making, you'll want to progress more. That is that internal motivation I've been talking about. And habit number 4, then, this week, we're going to talk about meditation. A lot of people are confused about what meditation is. It feels big and it feels intense and it feels crazy. But I want to simplify meditation for you today so that you can understand exactly what meditation is and how it can work for you. So the first question I want to answer about meditation is, what is it? Meditation is simply freeing your mind and connecting with yourself. That's it. On a basic, simple level, meditation is being with yourself and focusing on freeing your mind, letting your to-do list to release, and your stresses and all the things that are constantly running through your minds. Especially as women, we do this all the time. There's always things in our minds running through. Meditation simply helps you to take a minute and let your brain rest. It's basically a nap for your brain. So how do we meditate? The simplest form of meditation is breath. Breath is so important and so valuable. And when you take time to really focus on your breath, the results and the ramifications from that are massive and huge. It seems so simple and so small. So a lot of people don't do it because they think that seems too easy, but it actually is incredibly valuable. So I want you right now, you're going to just work on a little breath work with me. For meditation, all I want you to do is clear your mind by thinking about one thing. And that one thing is the way you breathe. I want you to count your inhale for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then count your exhale for 8 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going, just like that. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 8. The reason we inhale for 5 is to just slow you down, to just let you be present and to let that oxygen really get into all the places that it needs to go. Often we usually shallow breathe, which is about 25% of our lung capacity. That's mostly what we use. So by taking deep, slow breaths, we fill the entire lung capacity. And then by exhaling for 8 seconds, we exhale all the air out. Usually there is about a 20%, even when you're exercising, there's about a 20% section of your lungs that don't often get touched unless you are breathing at a really accelerated rate. So if you can reach that bottom section of your lungs, the next inhale is completely fresh air. Do you feel the power there? Not only are you freeing your body of something that's been stagnant and staying there for a while, but you're filling it with new, fresh, clean air. That's absolutely incredible. So let's do it one more time. Inhale for 5. Now that you know what you're inhaling, and exhale for 8. Do you feel that? When you go to inhale again, after you've exhaled for 8, you need that air. You need that inhale again because you're completely out of air. And that is awesome. That is great. So you've done very, very well. Now, ask yourself, what did you just think about in the last 30 seconds? We did 3 deep breaths and we thought about counting our inhale, counting our exhale. There probably wasn't a lot of room for much else to think about. That is the power of meditation. It just frees your mind. It gives your brain and your mind a little bit of rest. And you know how powerful a little bit of rest can be, especially during this busy time of year where the kids are out of school and everybody's staying up late and we're constantly doing, going. A little bit of breath and a little bit of slowing down can go a long way. So I absolutely encourage you to do this. Do this as often as you can. It doesn't have to be a long time, even just 3 or 5 breaths. That's all you need. That's great. That's a wonderful, beautiful start. For me personally, I meditate at the end of a workout for about 10 minutes. I don't do these long, crazy meditation sessions that, sit in an hour of silence or whatever. A lot of people do those and they have some deep connection and they work through some things, and that's great. Meditation is entirely personal. For me, 10 minutes hits the sweet spot. That's exactly what I need. And it's however often I can do it. Most times I try to do it after a workout. So I get them in, 6 or 7 days a week. But some weeks, like last week, I hardly had time to do anything extra or do anything to slow down. So I only meditated for a few minutes. I did it every single day to make sure that I still got it in, because that's the power of habits. But I shortened it a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can adapt and you can shift and you can change to what is working in your life at that time. That is so beautiful. Once you understand your life is yours and you are in control, that your habits can shift and change and adjust a little bit as you go. But the consistency of the effort, the consistency of paying attention to, today's the busiest day ever, but I'm still going to take 3 deep breaths before I leave my bed in the morning. That is time well spent. So going back to answering our questions about meditation, what is meditation? Being with yourself and taking some breath. That's it. Freeing your mind and being by yourself, with yourself. The second one is to just breathe. Focus on your breath. You can count You can picture an image. That's the next one we're going to do is a visualization. So whether you're counting numbers to inhale or counting numbers to exhale, you can also visualize something. You can use words. I am a words of affirmation, love language person. And so words mean a lot to me. I often, when I'm meditating, I think inhale, strength, exhale, stress, inhale, peace, exhale, stress, that kind of thing. So I bring in what I need and I exhale what I don't need. And that is a good visual for me with words, because words mean a lot to me. If you are a nature person, maybe your visualization needs to be you somewhere in nature. I call this your happy place exercise. So go to your happy place. Where is somewhere in the universe that just absolutely speaks to your soul? For me, it's the beach. I absolutely love the beach. I love the warmth of the sand, and I love the sound of the waves and the sun on my face. I love the beach. But I live in Idaho. There's no beach here. So I have to visualize the beach. So when I visualize myself on the beach, I think of what I feel. I feel that sand on my skin. I feel the sun rays on my body. And I feel the water on my feet. I love to just lay on the sand and have my water in the waves, or my feet in the waves. I listen, or I feel the different parts of my body that are touching somewhere. If the visualization that I'm laying in the sand, I'm going to lay on my floor or on my bed or wherever, so that I get that same sensation that I can attach to what I'm visualizing. So I'm visualizing myself on the sand, and I can feel the different parts of my body touching the sand. That is a beautiful visualization of how you can be with yourself and your senses. And then I visualize what I can hear, the sounds. I hear the sounds of the waves crashing on the sand. I hear the sounds of birds flying in the air. I hear the sounds of people walking on the sand. If I want other people there with me, if I want to be alone, I only hear the sounds of nature. So you are in charge of what your visualization looks like and sounds like and feels like. Now, what do you smell? What does it smell like? Use all of your senses. Then what do you see? Describe to yourself in detail. You can close your eyes for this. Describe to yourself in detail what you see. I see a pier running along, outstretching into the water. I see the birds flying in the air. I see the dolphins jumping out of the water in the distance along the horizon. Whatever you see, give it some detail, and then remember that scene. If you have to come up with this whole visualization every time, sometimes that can be hard if you're in a stressful situation. But if you come up with one when you're not stressed, like right now, where we have this time to practice this and exercise this, come up with a visualization scene that is easy for you to remember that you love. Then on those more stressful times when you're like, I just need to take a deep breath, when you close your eyes, you see that and it comes right to mind, and it's really easy, and it brings you right into that connectedness with yourself and a little bit of peace, and it's easy. That's the power of habits, is that it's easy. I don't want you to come up with something super complicated and something super hard. Make it simple, make it easy, and make it mean something to you. You don't have to visualize my happy place. I want you to visualize your happy place. Maybe your happy place is super busy city street in New York. Maybe your happy place is the mountains in Canada. I don't know. Whatever your happy place is, find that, visualize it in your mind, feel all the different sensations, the feeling that you can touch, what you can hear, what you can smell, what you can see, what you can taste. I can taste the salt water when I'm in my image. That's another powerful visualization, because when you're visualizing that incredible scene, you're not allowing your mind to run. You're not allowing your mind to race. And that is the power of meditation. You're giving yourself permission to be still. And that is such a gift that you can give yourself. So we've slowed down. We know what meditation is. We know how it works. And now we need to talk about how long to do it. This, again, is entirely personal. It can be 3 breaths. It can be 10 minutes. It can be 3 hours. It is entirely up to you. I encourage you to start small and just start with something. then work your way up. I didn't start with a 10-minute meditation because I'm a crazy person and I can't focus that long. But I started with a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. And then I worked my way up. And then I went beyond 10 minutes to see if that was better. And I didn't see much difference in the benefit between 10 and 20 minutes. So then I went back to 10 minutes because that was ideal for me. You have to do a little bit of trial and error with this to figure out what works for you. So I encourage you to do this. Do it multiple times so that you know, yes, this worked, or no, this didn't work. You know what is good for you, what is better for you, and what is best for you. And then practice that as often and consistently as you can. It doesn't have to be every single day. Habits don't mean that you have to be perfect. It just means that your on days need to outnumber your off days. Try to make patterns of your habits. So every single day is a pattern because it's daily. 2 days in a row is also a pattern. So if you do 2 days in a row, amazing. If you skip a day, try not to make a pattern out of that skipping. Try not to skip 2 days in a row, but get back on it the next day. So more often than not, you're doing this practice of habits, whatever the habit is. Maybe it's meditation, maybe it's celebration, maybe it's affirmation, whatever your Asian habit is, just try and do it more often than you don't do it. Habits is all about just creating patterns. Your brain loves patterns and it holds on to those patterns. So if it sees that, okay, this is something that we're doing more often than not, this means something to us. And it's going to break down barriers. It's going to become easier as you go. A lot of people ask me about crash diets and intense practices and things like that. And I always say to them, if it gets harder as you go, you're less likely to see long-term change. If it gets easier as you go, you will absolutely see long-term change. Those really hard, intense programs that are 15 days or 21 days or whatever that are short-term, those are good kickstart, but you're not going to see long-term benefit from those usually, because after the 21 days, you're so exhausted from that program that you're kind of burned out. If, on the other hand, it's something simple that you can just do every day and track it for several months at a time, and you know you can do this, there's no problem with that. There's no downside to that. There's no burnout. It just becomes easier and easier and easier. If you start today with a 30-second meditation, and tomorrow with a 1-minute meditation, and then maybe next week you move on to 2 minutes, and then maybe in 5 years, you've worked your way up to 10 minutes. You have made a habit that works in your life. That's the key, is habits have to be personal. If you spend your life chasing my happiness, you'll never find it. But if you find it, or if you chase your individual happiness, you will absolutely find it every single day. So meditation simply is sitting and being with yourself. Meditation is breathing. You can focus on your breath. You can count your breath. You can breathe in what you want and breathe out what you want to release. You can visualize your happy place. You can start small. Start with just a few minutes, a few seconds even. You can count your breaths instead of counting time. However it works for you. Just do it. Just do whatever it looks like for you. Maybe this is 3 breaths before you wake up or before you get out of bed in the morning. Tell yourself, there's a powerful habit technique called coupling. And if it's something that you're already doing and something you want to do, just put those 2 things together. So for example, I always make myself take 3 deep breaths before I pick up my phone in the morning. I can't look at my phone until I've done a little bit of meditation. I can't leave a workout until I've done my meditation at the end. If I know that I have 5 minutes left in my workout, I have to stop the workout and do the meditation. That's coupling. It's something you're already going to do. Add something else to it before you can do that thing. Or just do them at the same time. That is a powerful tool that you can use to help you to stick with a habit, to remember to do it. Sometimes just remembering to do it is the hard part. So if you add it to something you're already going to do, that will help you to remember, will help make it easier. Like I said, it's all about making it easy. It's all about breaking down those barriers and making the leaning into making it easy and making it happen. So the last thing I want to ask you about meditation is why? Why should we meditate? Because you are worth it. You have this incredible gift of your brain, your mind. Absolutely is the greatest thing in creation. It's been studied by brilliant minds for hundreds of years, and we still don't understand it. That's how incredible your gift is. And it is unique to you. What a powerful thing to know about yourself. You are the only one that has what you have. Your conscious and subconscious are your gift from God or the universe or whatever you believe in. They're unique to you. So use them. Use those gifts and understand that they are individually yours. That is my message I want you to take away from today. Meditation isn't about craziness or something weird or woo-woo. It's about you. It's about connecting with yourself, breathing, slowing down, taking time to give your brain a rest. While you're meditating, there are going to be thoughts that come into your mind. There are going to be things around you. Maybe you'll hear a sound that will distract you for a moment. That's okay. You're not going to not have anything go through your mind when you're meditating. That's impossible. Like I said, your mind is incredible and it's constantly going. But the key is you want to come back to your breath. Acknowledge that thought that comes in and then let it go. You don't have to think about it right then. You don't have to add it to your to-do list right then. If it comes in, acknowledge it and let it go. As you're breathing, as you're having distracted sounds, you might have just heard my phone go off just a moment ago. There's a distraction, but then let it go and go back to your peace, go back to yourself, go back to your center and just focus on your breath. That is meditation power. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you have a thought that comes into your mind and your mind starts to race, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up for that. But try and release it, let it go, and get back to where you were. Because that's the practice. We are focusing on our breath. We are focusing on what we can focus on. And that is you. That's what I want you to take away from today. Meditation can be whatever you want. It's personal to you. All it is slowing down and being with yourself. Taking time to count your breath or feel your breath. Seeing a visualization in your mind. Inhaling what you need, exhaling what you don't. And just allowing your mind to be free. Inhale or let those thoughts come in and let them flow right back out. That's meditation. I encourage you to make this a habit in your life. Meditation has been such a powerful habit for me. I'll give you an example of a story. From this week, I was incredibly stressed the beginning of the week. And the first few days, I felt like my mind was just racing and I couldn't get it to stop. And so I just took time. I did a really hard workout and then I took time to do my meditation. And it absolutely brought me back. I was able to control that craziness that was going on in my head, release the guilt, release the whatever else was in there, and just be. And it made all the difference. It took 4 stressful days and just released them and turned the whole thing around, moved the direction of where my mentality was into positivity again. Oh yes, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be in my headspace. And it took 10 minutes. It absolutely is an incredible habit that I promise will lead to incredible benefits in your life. If you are loving all of this conversation about habit, but you're like, I'm not sure what to do, how to do this, I have a free week-long resource for you. Please reach out to me and I would love to send you that free week-long workshop about how to form a habit and why it matters. This habit that I would send you is called my portion control habit. And this is one that is so incredible. It helps you keep control of your drink intake, your snack intake, all of these kinds of things that sometimes are a little bit out of control. This will help you, especially this time of year. This workshop will help you. So if you would like this workshop, please reach out to me or come to next week's show. And in the Q&A, we can talk about it and I can send you some links. The other option is to go to my website, which is www.livelifeconscious.com. And you can see all of the things that I offer there. That is my speaking platform there. If you want to hire me as a speaker, you can book me on that website. If you want to enroll in my habits course, you can also find that there. My course is called Habits, Health, and Happiness. So it's very right along with what we're doing here. This is an incredible program that will help you to simplify the process of habits. If you are like, I want to take control of my habits, but I'm not sure what to do, this will walk you through the process as simple as can be. And we go through the program twice. It's a 4-month program. Forming habits only takes about 2 months. So we're going to do it twice to make sure that you really have it down. The first time I will help you to form the habits or to decide what habits matter and how you're going to work through those. These are going to be your physical health habits. We're going to work through 2 months of physical health habits. What an incredible way to start your year with 10 things that now will help you to produce results and continue throughout the rest of the year. What a great way to begin the year with incredible healthy habits. Then we'll go through a workshop and I'll help you to set new habits to decide on what your next health pillar or next pillar is. Maybe it's mental health. Maybe it's spirituality. Maybe it's a family relationship. Maybe it's your business. Maybe it's your finances. Whatever it might be, the next round is going to be up to you. You'll set those habits and then I'll walk you through that process a second time so that now you've got habits in 2 incredible areas of your life. So you're moving forward subconsciously without thinking about it. You're going to save time, effort, and energy in 2 amazing parts of your life, and they'll continue to work for you every single day. What are you going to do in the next 4 months that's going to do that for you? If you can't answer that question, please enroll in the Habits, Health, and Happiness coaching program. It absolutely creates incredible results. Again, that website is www.livelifeconscious.com/store/course. So please check it out and get in there if that's what you're looking for. If you need some habits and you want some guidance that will make it easy, will make it simple, and will help you to do it long term, this is the program for you. That's the difference between what I do and what everyone else out there does. The long-term focus. I use the gifts you already have, and I help you to harness your powers that you already have. I just help you to master those so that not only are you able to find happiness and see success every single day, but also continue on autopilot long into the future. Habits are absolutely incredible, and I could talk about them all day, but this session has come to a close. So please practice these mental health habits. If you haven't seen the previous 3 episodes, go back and rewatch those. Habit number 1 is slowing down. Habit number 2 is affirmations. Habit number 3 is celebrate. And habit number 4 is meditation. These are 4 incredibly powerful mental health habits for your December month. I hope you guys are loving this, and I hope you really practice this in your life. Slow down. Talk to yourself with positive and powerful statements. Celebrate the progress you make on a daily basis and take time to meditate. Be with yourself and free your mind. Give yourself a little bit of space so that you can make incredible progress. I know you can do this. I've seen the power of it in my own life, and I'm so grateful for my knowledge of habits. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time on Habits, Health, and Happiness.